Diana Rossini of The Athletic is reporting that the San Francisco 49ers still view quarterback Brock Purdy as their franchise quarterback of the future and still intend to enter long-term contract negotiations with Brock Purdy and his representatives this offseason. So, according to this report, it does sound like the 49ers still plan on moving forward with Brock Purdy. The only reason why I think this is even considered a report at this current time is because of the fan base and the conversations that have been generated about potentially moving off of Brock Purdy. It's been floated out by the likes of guys like Nick Wright, who think that the 49ers should not pay Brock and they should trade up into the draft to get one of these incoming rookie quarterbacks. So there has been plenty of discussion. And of course, Brock Purdy being one of the more polarizing players in the NFL when it comes to discussing who he is and what he is, which comes along with being Mr. Irrelevant, as he typically plays above his draft positioning, and it seems to confuse a lot of people about what he actually is. But it sounds like the 49ers feel comfortable with what Brock Purdy is and will pay him. Now, the conversations that have also generated are what will the 49ers pay Brock Purdy and what should they pay Brock Purdy? And I'll give you my 2 cents on the matter. We can go back and forth and discuss till we're blue in the face of what Brock Purdy should get. Some people say he should get 30 million a year per year on average, while others say he needs to get 50 plus. At the end of the day, regardless of what you and I think, how these negotiations will play out is it will be based off of Brock Purdy's resume and the market value and the market rate. The market is what dictates the price for these players. And then they stack the resume against comparing quarterbacks who have gotten paid at a high level. And that is how they determine the value of the contract. Just look at Brandon Ayuk last season and how that all went. At one point, the San Francisco 49ers could have signed Brandon Ayuk for $26 million. But due to the market explosion, they end up paying him $30 million per year on average just because they waited. That is a perfect indication to you of how the market is the driving factor in which these players are paid. So we can have all these conversations of what we think Brock Purdy should get paid, but at the end of the day, he is going to be slotted into a range around probably what guys like Jared Goff have made, Tua Tagovailoa, and even when you look at what Trevor Lawrence got paid, and of course, Dak is sitting at the top of the list with a $60 million per year on average contract. So that is also going to be considered, because if you objectively look at Brock's resume, he has a better resume than Dak Prescott in his first 2.5 years compared to Dak Prescott's last 2.5 years. And Brock is 24 years old. He's not a veteran compared to the level of Dak Prescott. So those are things that you need to take into consideration when having these conversations. Yes, I know people are infatuated with getting a Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes type quarterback with all the physical tools and traits. But unfortunately, those quarterbacks don't grow on trees. They're not a sure thing at all in the NFL draft. Just ask Trey Lance. So there are many different factors at play, and there's no guarantee that if you move off of Brock Purdy, let's say hypothetically, that you land on a good quarterback and you could be in quarterback purgatory again for a long time, which I don't think 49er fans want to be in. So I think there's multiple things at play. People are trying to still evaluate what Brock Purdy is, what he's worth. And like I continue to mention, it is based on his resume, which is pretty darn good, and what the market dictates. So that is how those negotiations will play out. That's how I anticipate them to play out, which, might not make for great YouTube content of, stirring up drama around the negotiation, but that's just how it's going to go. So you guys can let me know what you think about this, what you think the 49ers should do in the draft, or should they move off of Brock, or what do you think? Should they pay him? What should they pay him? All of those things. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.